Hello, friends. Today we're talking about the nervous system. I've been doing a deep dive about the nervous system, and I love learning about this and sharing it with people because when you understand your nervous system, when you understand your body and you understand how it works, the language that it's speaking, all of these things, so much stuff makes sense. It all clicks. And you're like, oh my God, now I get why I was feeling such and such, or now I understand why I was doing this. So let's talk about it. Your nervous system is a safety mechanism. If you are familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, on the very base, you have your basic needs: food, shelter, water, clothing, right? Once those basic needs are met, you can move up. The next level is all based on your nervous system, safety and security. You cannot move up the period into enlightenment and higher consciousness or any of those without feeling safety and security. This is the whole basis of your nervous system. So your nervous system, you may be familiar with fight or flight, okay? If you see a tiger and all of a sudden all this stuff starts happening in your body so that you can take off running and get to safety. But there is actually so much more happening beneath the surface besides just outrunning tigers. Because most of us, luckily, don't have to worry about that in the real life today. But your nervous system really hasn't grown much since we were being chased by tigers. So let's get into it. When your subconscious, the part of your mind, your brain, that is running the default programming, the 95% of your habits, of your thoughts, of your beliefs, all of that, when your subconscious feels uncomfortable, when something feels unfamiliar, when it brings up a negative emotion or a negative memory, something triggers your subconscious. It tells your nervous system, hey, danger, danger. And the amygdala is the part of your brain that sends out that warning signal. And it sends it down your vagus nerve, which is this communication highway that sends everything out into all of the different organs that are tied to this. So if you were running from a tiger, this would be your heart, your lungs, your adrenal glands, your liver, your stomach, your muscles, so that you can run. All of these things tied to running faster are connected to your nervous system or part of your nervous system. But the other things that we see in business, other blockages, things like distractions and procrastination, perfectionism, playing small, undercharging, overgiving, all of these things are also nervous system responses. So you may be familiar with fight, flight, fawn, and freeze. We'll get deeper into those in another video. There's so much information about those. But I just want to go over the basis of these responses because you may start to recognize them in yourself. First of all, when you are triggered and you have a nervous system response, all of this is just neutral information. We're not giving it any negativity. We're not having any judgment. We're not shaming ourselves for having a reaction. This is just information. This is your body trying to show you that, hey, something inside is off. Something inside needs to be worked on a little bit so that we can get back to a really good place. Okay? So when you have things like fight or flight, right? Fight is looking like defensiveness. This is a lot of anger. You might not necessarily be putting up fists, fighting something, but it's the energy behind fight. So it's pushing harder. It's trying to make something happen. It's trying to force things. It's defensiveness. It's anger. It's that energy of fight is a nervous system response. The energy of flight or running away, or it's a flighty energy, right? It's very active, but this may be you going and doing something else or finding a distraction. You've got to get this energy out of your body. And it is energy that wants to come out, but it may come out in a different form besides just running away. So this can look like you working on your website for the 100,000th time instead of doing the thing that you know you actually need to be doing that will move the needle in your business. This can look like you deciding, I can't do any work until I have the house cleaned. This is creating distractions instead of doing the thing that you need to be doing, that is very flighty energy. Okay? So again, this is just a neutral information. This is a nervous system response saying, say something is in here that we need to work on. Something is out of whack. You also have Fawn. This is playing small. This is giving to others more than we give to ourselves. This is undervaluing ourselves. This is playing small. This is undercharging, over delivering, adding a bunch of bonuses so that we can feel like we are matching the value of what we want to charge. This is a very passive energy, but this looks like trying to appease everyone else and putting ourselves on the back burner. It's a very passive energy. If you notice yourself doing things like that, this is information you need. Lastly, we have freeze. This literally looks like frozen. So this can look like feeling stuck. This could look like perfectionism, where you literally don't make any decisions and you don't move forward because you're just stuck in this endless loop of perfection and you're scared to actually take the step and put it out there. So instead you freeze. This could look like you deciding that you need to learn more and more and more and more. And maybe you're one of those people who continues to get degrees and certifications because you feel like you need more and more validation and more information that you're not quite ready to. That is a nervous system response. If you know more than the person you're trying to help, you're good. I'm not saying you don't continue with education, but you're already in a place to help them. You don't have to have 5 degrees and 6 certifications in order to be qualified to help somebody. But some people get stuck in this endless loop. That is a nervous system response. That is the freeze response. Feeling stuck, not doing anything because you have indecision or overwhelm and you don't know what to do, so you just stuck and freeze. That is a nervous system response. Against all of this is just information to help us. So what kinds of things lead to flagging this system and having a nervous system response? If it makes your body feel uncomfortable, if it's unfamiliar, if it's scary, if it feels negative, if it's just a clear no within your body, all of these things are going to bring up a nervous system response. When you can just notice, hey, I'm having the awareness, I'm having a nervous system response. What do I want to do? What do I feel like doing? Okay, what is that energy of? Is that a flight, fight, fawn, or freeze energy? Fantastic. Maybe this is a nervous system response. Maybe there's something here that I need to dig further into. What is it? What part is feeling uncomfortable? Is it the holding more? Is it me having a new identity to be able to handle this? Is it the fact that I don't feel like I know enough? Is it that there are skills that I know that I'm not good at that I'm going to have to learn or grow in? Am I not feeling supported in my community? Am I going into the how? When you go into the how, that becomes the flight and fight energy. That is you pushing harder. That is you forcing something instead of allowing it to flow into your life in the right timing. When you are pushing and you are trying to force something and you are trying to work out the how in your brain, that is a nervous system response. Your brain is saying, how things are right now, I don't believe this, I don't trust this, we have to change something. That is a trigger right there. So all of this is just information. It's just learning to listen to your body and what is it trying to tell you? When it speaks quietly, when it whispers, what is it trying to tell you? Dig deeper, dig deeper, dig deeper. We often hear the 7 layers of why. If you've ever heard this, I love this because it actually helps you get to the root. So ask yourself why. Because the surface answers, those top few layers, are not actually the root. They sound good, and you think that they're the root, but that's not actually your real root. So ask the first question, why? Then ask again and you'll go deeper. Then ask again. Then ask again. Most people stop about 3 or 4. You think that keep going, the 7 layers of why. And you'll figure out there's actually a belief in there, or an old habit, or something from a past life, or something you heard in 3rd grade from a teacher. You will actually get to the root cause, the root of what is going on there. But you have to keep digging deeper. Keep asking why, down, layer down, layer down, layer down, until you truly get to what it is that is running that behavior in your subconscious. Is it a belief? Is it an idea? Is it a program? Is it an experience that you had? Is it a memory? Is it something someone told you a long time ago? Is it something from a past life? Get to the root. Where did it come from? Is it actually true? Is it actually a fact? Or is it that person's limited opinion that became your truth and held you back all this time? Get to the root cause. Why down? Why down? Over and over. The 7 layers of why. He just wanted me to share that with you. But once you understand what's happening in your nervous system, you can learn to speak the language. You can learn to actually stop avoiding things, actually do the healing work. Because once you get it out, it's good. It's good. And it's one of those things, it always amazes me when feeling emotions. This is just an energy, right? A nervous system reaction or a trigger is just energy. It's just like the same energy as an emotion. And when you let it out, when you just actually take the time to sit with it in a safe space and let it out, often it only takes like 2 to 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes of feeling a little bit uncomfortable for it to be good. Because once you let that energy out, it's out of your body. But the problem is when we tamp it back down, we're like, I'm not dealing with this, just shove it back down. It will keep trying to come up and out because that is what it needs. So it will come up for you over and over and over and over again until you deal with it. Then it becomes a pattern, then it becomes a habit, then it becomes a cycle. This is why people who don't deal with their stuff keep feeling that feeling. It keeps coming up and up and up and up. Or you continue that pattern and that cycle in your life with those kinds of partners over and over and over and over again. It will keep happening until you let that energy out and you deal with it once and for all. It doesn't have to be hard. You can use body movement, you can use meditation, you can use acupuncture, you can use massage, you can use any kind of tool just to release this energy. Tapping, breath work, anything. It doesn't have to be hard unless you think it has to be hard. But all of this stuff, all of this information, all of these fight or flight responses is just energy of something else that wants to come out. Figure out what it is so that you have more information and more data so that you can work with it. And then let it go. And you will feel infinitely better. But you can't grow until you get this stuff out. You can't heal your body until you get this other stuff out. And most of it is just energy. It's just energy in one form or another. It's the same energy as a light or a sound wave. It could be a memory, it could be an emotion. All of this is just energy. It just wants to come out because it doesn't belong in your body. Do the work so that you can grow, so that you can heal, so that you can find peace, clarity, calm, joy. All of that is what's meant for you if you just do the work.